And I'm going to hit save. We're going to hit launch. We're going to teleport. I think you gay. I think you. I think you gay. What's going on, Chris? All right, we're just going to test it out. So let's set orbit around Duna. Do we have connection? No. Unsurprisingly, no. What if we travel around? Because we're kind of on the dark side. Let's travel around a bit. No. Because normally we would be able to see Kerbin from here, but we do not have a connection to the network from here. So you know what that tells me? We need to send up a relay. Strap more boosters. We don't do boosters here. Well, maybe one booster, but we don't do boosters here. We do space planes, and occasionally we'll do a rocket. But I think this is a pretty good design so far. So let's hit save. I like this tiny little antenna that pops out. It's cute. Space planes are badass. Do I have enough Delta V? If I wanted to launch a probe to Duna, could I do that? Let's see. It says it's going to take 1060 to get into an encounter, but 1380 to be captured. So I need 2380. No, I need about 2500 meters per second to do that. Which I can. If this was in orbit around Kerbin right now, fully fueled, we could do that, and we can come back. We're gonna shelf that for now. Let's open up the Heron again. The Heron's doing a lot of heavy lifting this episode. Let's open her up, and let's modify this probe that we have. So take that off. I'm going to keep the rest of the fuel as is. Let's unlock it, transverse angle, just to bring it up a little bit. I'm not going to need that piece. I'm not going to need the cargo. So take that off, take that off. I want the fuel. I want the fuel. What mod do you use for the paint? Turd! TURD. Textures Unlimited Replacement thing. Launch an ICBM to Duna. Those Xenos won't know what hit them. Yeah, those freaking Martians. Those damn Reds. They'll never see what hit them. I used it and didn't add much. You gotta install it correctly. That was the key. Because I had it and it didn't work for the longest time, but I reinstalled it with a fresh install and now it works flawlessly. So you can do a lot. There are some parts that are attached to mods that you can't really edit, but if you're doing like slight details like this red, I think it works pretty well. And then I have a decal mod where you can like do labels and things like that. So and flags. So I think it all works out. You know, you just got to install it correctly. I don't think this is going to be enough. I mean, we could try to do like a really high orbit around Kerbin. But I don't know if that is going to be enough. We might have to do something with that. Let's see. Can I put one of these in here? Is this too big? I'm thinking that's too big. Thinking that's too big, but we're going to try this. Fresh install. Yeah, as in I nuclearized my KSP save. And all that was left was fucking nothing. Nuts. All right. We got to be really careful about not. I mean, I'm probably going to have to take this out. Yeah, let's take this out. But before I take it out, I'm going to throw it on a subassembly as a payload. So we're going to grab that. And we're going to put it in the subassembly drop zone. And this will be Heron. Robotic arm. There we go. V3. I have Volumetric Clouds V3 installed. And that's just because I don't want anything to break. V3 works just fine. So I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to mess with it. If it works, it works. My KSP save is so fragile. Like, if I change one thing, I have to go through the entire mod list, and it's a nightmare. Like, the regulars will tell you it's a nightmare to get this thing to work properly. And this is all KSP 1. KSP 2, do not buy. It is a scam. You're going to waste, you're going to burn money. You'd have a more productive use of your money if you wiped your ass and then set it on fire. Like, don't spend $60 to buy KSP 2. Do not do that. Buy KSP 1. Get all the DLC. Get all the mods. It's even better than KSP 2. Like, you don't even... I don't know why it's still listed on Steam. It's a scam. The company that holds KSP 2 no longer exists. Nobody's working on it. There are no mods for it. KSP 1's far superior anyway, because it's a more completed game. Do not get KSP 2. I know. I bought it too because I had hope that this game, that KSP 2 is going to be groundbreaking, but you know, I hate it when I'm right. I hate it when I'm right, but KSP 2 is a scam. You shouldn't buy it. It's a waste of your money. And I don't know why it's not removed from the Steam store. It boggles my mind. But don't do it. Buy KSP 1. If you've already bought KSP 2, you can try to get your money back, but don't hold your breath. I want a pointy fuel tank. So I'm trying to maximize the space. No, not 1.8. I need a smaller one. I might have to resort to the procedural tank. Yeah. Well, KSP can be a hobby, you know. You're an official armchair astronaut. You know, you can do the math. On paper, you can be an astronaut, or at least in control of your own space agency without, you know, having to deal with the political side of the space agency. It's basically like, what if you were Elon Musk? And human lives mattered not to you. Only the progress of space exploration. That's KSP in a nutshell. Yeah, I did not like any aspect of KSP 2. The building felt unintuitive. The save states for different vehicles felt wrong. It it was crashing all the time. It didn't work. It just didn't work. And then immediately after launch, the company's all like, "Oh, hey, we're just gonna stop. We're not gonna try to. We're just gonna give up. We're not gonna work on anything. We're gonna work really hard on this one thing, and then once we release it into the wild, we're just gonna give up." When it worked, right? When it worked, 60% of the time, it works all the time. See, now Star Citizen is different. Yeah, Star Citizen's different. Like it's an actual investment and they're constantly improving on the game. It makes sense to invest in Star Citizen. If you're not an investor, if you don't do stocks. I don't want to talk about stock. But if you want to invest in a video game franchise like Star Citizen where it's constantly being updated and you're rewarded for your investment, that's fine. That's one thing. But KSP2 had this whole documentary series on how they're capturing different sound effects and how much effort that they're putting into the little details of the game. And it made everyone really hopeful. And then they said, nope, we're just going to unalive ourselves in Minecraft, if you know what I mean. And they just dropped the whole game. The company went under. Whoever was the owner of Take-Two Interactive got their money, and then they pulled out, and that was the end of the deal. That's a shame. That's a real shame. KSA, I'm very hopeful with KSA. KSA is designed by people who originally worked on KSP1 and are passionate and are supportive and are well respected within the Kerbal Space Program community. Um, I'm I have no doubt that that project is going to be successful. Uh, my only question is, what's the difference? What's the difference between Kerbal Space Program 1 and Kitten Space Agency? There needs to be a substantial difference in order for me to really invest into the game and for it to be viable enough for me to maybe switch over. Just drop KSP entirely. And those are pretty big shoes to fill. I've been playing KSP since 2011. Since before there was a MUN, before there was aerodynamics, before there was anything, I was playing KSP because I had just come off of this game called Orbiter 2010. And I was looking for a space building game like Orbiter, but not as boring, I guess. Orbiter 2010 is great if you like flight sims and stuff, but if you're looking for creativity, it's not there. It has the freedom of a space game, meaning you can fly to other places in the solar system or what have you, and you can create your own vehicles through a very convoluted means of programming and Blender and all this other coding stuff that I can't understand. And also, if you're if you like reading manuals and flipping through books, literal books of instructions how to start a space shuttle, then I say go for it. But at the time, I was looking for a game that was at the same level, and I saw this game called Kerbal Space Program, and it was donation only. So I said, what the hell? Here's $1. Let's try it out. So I donated $1. I was a part of the original founders list. And, I got onto the forum. I talked to a lot of people. We did feedback. We built the game through